Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dungeon Dice Monsters opening video. This is the video I'm posting to get your guys' suggestions and requests. It looks like the program is running really slow for some reason with Hypercam running. I'm not sure why, because this normally doesn't happen to my games, but my computer is getting old, so that could be why I'm getting a new one soon. Anyway, enough about that. As you can see, there's not a whole lot there. I haven't had a lot of time to work on the game, not as much time as I hoped, but I plan to work on this game during work hours, because when I'm not doing anything where I work, they want us at least working on something. So this will probably be what I'll be doing during those hours, which isn't too bad. As you can see, we have a couple things running. I do have the dice, which isn't hard to make, and it checks if there's any stars rolled. Now these are level 1 dice, so it's really easy to get stars. So anything beyond 1 is basically a star. So a 6 and a 2 would make 2 stars. So I can then push down on this little stamp and place a path. Now, unfortunately, only one, or a first player, or a red player, or whoever, is the only one who gets to put down the path so far. It'll be very easy to implement it where player 2 can, up here, could put down his path, so that won't be too rough. But the things you're seeing right now will definitely change. This is just a prototype just for myself. I just use simple geometry in order to create the game. Don't actually expect the game to actually look this bad. As you can see, there's some moving numbers here. That's just the coordinates that my mouse is on. The only coordinates are only collected when my mouse is actually on the board. It'll stop as soon as my mouse leaves. I'm not sure if you can actually see my mouse, actually, now that I think about it. Alright, so I keep on rolling, but again, it's only for player 1. So only the red paths will appear. They appear white. It doesn't matter the color, actually, because everything will be replaced by images. So I'm really bad at creating images. I always counted on someone else to make them. However, me and my friend who worked on a really huge game, we're no longer in contact because he goes to a photo editing school and I go to a university where I'm practicing on becoming a computer scientist. So a lot of good background there on making games, definitely. You can definitely rotate the path, and unfortunately I only created the plus path. Each path has at least, some of them only have 2, but each one has 4 different rotations. And that takes a while to implement, because what you do is you create 6 different paths, and then you basically locate them based off where your mouse is. And that takes a little bit of time, because there's no real quick code that you can create. No quick array that will just magically create possible, at least legal possible, path placements. I mean, you can, but I'm not sure if this makes any sense to anyone. But basically, if you create an array that creates random or different possibility paths, you'll end up creating paths that have like 2 different rows that don't connect. So that's why I'm just locating each path myself. Not a big deal. It's really easy to do. It's just time consuming. So I can then put this path here and eventually make my way up there so I can re-roll. There's another path. Level at 3 stars that time. Let's see. Let's keep on moving. Let's roll again. So this is basically what we'll be working with. The star placement, where you summon the monster, is already decided. Just again, you can't see it because I didn't change that square's look, because they're all white. But I was given images of how the paths can look, but I was given images of the actual game's paths, and I unfortunately don't like the look of the actual board game's path layout, or the way it looks, at least. I like the way they look in the cartoon, but if that's what I have to work on with, and that's what I'll put in. But definitely, what this video is here for is actually to show you guys that there is something being worked on. As you can see, it's pretty awesome. Look at that path. I think it looks pretty cool. It'll definitely have some type of indication to tell you the difference between each square, so you'll be able to see like a line at least, or at least, like I said, some images. If this is too small, which I think this is kind of fine, you could let me know and I'll increase the size. This version of the game I plan to make way better than the actual Game Boy Advance game, because if you ask me, I think that game was rushed, and it not only looks terrible, it sounds terrible, and it feels terrible. It's fun because it's Dungeon Dice Monsters after all. For those who enjoy playing that game, I enjoy playing it, but for one, the AI is pretty stupid, and there's just so much I could just tear that game apart with, because it just feels like it didn't get the attention it deserved, and I am surprised it looks and feels the way it does. It looks like a Nintendo game, if you ask me, with the really cheesy music. And I know some people like the music, but it could definitely have a little bit more personality to it. So I think most Game Boy Advance Yu-Gi-Oh games are actually really terribly done, especially when you compare it to other games like Castlevania and stuff like that. Those games are really beautiful and look and sound great. Anyway, so other things I need to mention is definitely if you have any suggestions or comments, please let me know, because this video is kind of like the fan go-to page since I don't have a web page. If someone feels like making a web page, go for it. I just don't have the time. I have web making experience, but I definitely don't have the time to do it because I'm actually creating I think at this point 3 websites for 3 different companies at this moment. So already doing way too much of that, and I'm not a big fan of web development, to be honest. I love making programs, but the web development's a whole different game park, and it's not that fun, and it's really annoying and tedious at times, mainly because in internet development nothing is so obvious, so the placements of things is kind of annoying because it kind of could sometimes contradict one another, and that can be annoying. So, but anyway, enough about that. But, yeah, so any suggestions you guys have, please let me know. Also, if anyone has a good AI algorithm that I can use for this game, please let me know, because actually AI I'm actually really bad at. And in all the schools I've been to so far that deal with programming, they don't seem to want to talk about AI for whatever reason. I guess people are scared of it, which sucks because that's what I plan to do when I get a real job in software engineering, is creating robots and stuff like that. Actually, people assistant robots. So that needs AI. So if someone can help me out with AI, that'd be awesome. I don't take all the credit for this work because definitely I did not create the rules, but I definitely created the program. As far as the program goes, I plan to probably do most of it on my own. I don't really need a lot of help on the programming. Unless I have a question, I'll ask it. But as far as the programming side goes, I'm pretty dang efficient with programming and pretty reliable on that. So that shouldn't be hard. Creating a full game like this, if I had like a days of time, 24 hours or so, of just a single day of just sitting here just working on it, which unfortunately I don't have, I could probably get the bulk of it done, where you can have a playable game, at least to play with a second player, but no computer player. So definitely that's the type of work you're dealing with right now, is basically a guy like me who can definitely make this program and finish it within a day, because it's actually really, really easy. It's just really tedious because of the placement of the tiles, and also the rules that involve placing the tiles. For instance, a tile cannot overlap another tile. And a tile must always touch its own tile, and a tile basically needs enough room, it can't fall off the board. So those rules are the only thing that are a little tedious. Other than that, moving a character is pretty dang easy, which I didn't do, which I should have done. And collecting crests I haven't done either, which should be easy to do. Oh, here's a couple questions for you guys now, for whoever's watching this, and hopefully I get a pretty good fan base for this game. There's certain rules in the game that I dislike, at least the video game, and I plan to change a couple of them. But if you guys want me to keep them, that's fine. I can create an options menu that allows you guys to turn on and off rules, which is really easy to do. I did it with 32 Dice, which if you're interested in the type of work I make, look up the 32 Dice game or any other video on my website that deals with games I made, and tell me what you think. Another thing I need to ask is, definitely not really much to ask, but there'll be more effects in this game, definitely. I love effects or abilities that different monsters have. They had barely any of that in the actual video game, and that was another disappointment. This one, I think almost every monster, maybe not all level 1s, but most monsters should have abilities. Another thing that was kind of uneven was some level 1 monsters had great abilities, but they shouldn't be level 1, in my opinion. So yeah. Oh, so definitely let me know what rules you guys want in the game, what rules you don't. What monsters you want, and it's up to you guys to create the monsters. I'm going to create my own set, but if you guys have a monster you want to create, definitely do so. What I plan to do is create a program that allows the players to create their own monsters and implement them into the game. So it'll be 2 separate programs, unless I combine the 2. But for the moment right now, these 2 separate programs running. I hope you guys are still watching this, because I do talk a lot. So there's a lot of information to be thrown at you guys. So sorry. But like I said, this is the only video that will be this long. This will be like the fan-based video that you'll be posting all your ideas and stuff and collaborations. Unless someone creates a forum, a specific forum for me, then go for it. Sorry, not that I'm lazy. I'm just busy, so I don't have time to get into that. I'm not much of a forum type of guy. I'm only a part of one group, I guess you could call it, or thread. I'm not sure what they call it. That I actually actively add comments to and suggestions, but that's it. Other than that, if you guys create a forum that you want me to be a part of, that's great. I'm really excited about this. The history behind this is I've always thought, I really hope they create another Dungeon Dice Monsters game. I'm not sure why I never actually thought about creating my own. It's kind of silly because I could have done this a long, long time ago. But finally I was just like, because I created several games that already exist and create computer versions with enhanced rules, and people actually really like it. And so I finally decided, let's create a Dungeon Dice Monsters game. Now, another thing I'm going to need people's help on is definitely creating a server and creating online play. That's another thing, because I've never actually successfully did that. The only time I ever did that was when I talked to two computers locally, but never online. So I definitely need some type of server, so that way I could send the signal to the server. The server basically hosts all the different rooms or whatever, and it checks to see if there's anyone online. So if you guys want online play, which I'm guessing you guys is definitely what you want, I am definitely going to need help with that. So that's another thing to think about for those of you who know about that type of stuff. So yeah, so there's a lot of things. Just think of me as just a guy who's just doing the programming as far as images and all that goes. I want it to be a community thing. I don't want this to be just about me. So again, I don't really take, the only thing I take credit for, which I probably take credit for, is just the programming. That's about it. So anything you disagree with, just let me know. I'm really open to ideas, because I'm not on this alone, because I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, and I think this is a little too long for finally someone to take action, if you ask me. It kind of surprised me that no one's actually tried this. So I'm having a good feeling, actually, now that I'm starting this, other people are going to start taking the same idea and creating their own, which is fine, I suppose. But it'd be nice if at least just one Dungeon Dice Monsters program exists. That way I can enhance this one as much as possible, according to you guys' suggestions. Now, I completely forgot all the questions I was going to ask, because I keep on ranting on about this game. And let's see how long this video is so far. Well, 11 minutes, that's not too bad. But, another thing I wanted to say is there's a path in the video game that's not in the actual board game. It's really long. It's like 3 up and then 1 over and then 3 down or something. It's a really, really long path. I plan to actually take that path out. And if you guys really don't like that idea, just let me know. But it's way too long and it makes the game too easy, because I could reach the opponent far too quickly. For the most part, the paths are basically like a 3x4, and this long path is a 2x5, which is a lot longer than the other ones. It allows you to reach the opponent far too quickly, and I don't really like that, so I wanted to take that path out. I use it a lot because it ends the game quickly, because the computer player does nothing in the Game Boy Advance one. They just stand there. They basically just summon pieces, and that's about it. So that's one thing I definitely want to change. And yeah, so expect that, at least for the beginning. I don't plan on putting that in. Crests will definitely be in there. Another thing I want to definitely implement is more trap abilities, because there was like 2 or so in the actual game, and so I'd have like probably 30 trap crusts by the end of the game and never use them. So that was kind of dumb. Let's see what else I want to do. Definitely more use of magic crusts. Those were used kind of in the video game, but not too much. I think the actual physical board game took advantage of magic crusts far more. If I could find my old board game or my old Dungeon Dice Monster pieces, which I know I still have somewhere, I could definitely use their actual abilities and put them into the game, because I know the video game ignored a lot of their abilities, their actual abilities from the base set. So I can definitely look at them, because I think I had most all the pieces. I even had Exodia. I don't know if they gave Exodia pieces away, but I had the Exodia piece, I remember, and Orgoth. I had that was such a common piece. I had probably 4 Orgoth pieces, so they kind of just gave that away like crazy. And then yeah, so I plan to do that. One thing I definitely want to change is Baby Dragon. I believe in that base board game is level 2. In the video game, he was level 1, so definitely be a level 2 in this game. There's some Flame Dragon that was level 1. He had the ability to fly, but you had to use a magic crest every time you wanted him to fly, which I like much better for level 1. I think level 1s shouldn't just be given the ability just to fly. So, because that makes the game too easy. Because then I already know all your guys' strategies, or I shouldn't say your guys' strategies, but most everyone's strategy is basically to summon a dragon piece right here and make them fly, and then somehow trap out this area right here. So that way you're forced to come down and have to fight a dragon with another flying dragon, or with someone who had the ability to fight off flying pieces. But unfortunately, all the pieces, if I remember the Game Boy Advance version, who had the ability to fight off flying pieces, they had a weak attack, an attack of 10. Another rule, now that comes to this one, another rule I want to take away is the stupid high defense rule. If you have a higher defense than the person's attack, you lose a heart piece. That's not in the original board game, and I don't think that was. I think that was in the comic, the manga, if I remember, but it wasn't in the cartoon. I think the cartoon they ignore that rule. Definitely want to ignore that rule because I think that's a dumb idea. I don't think you should be penalized to attack and then they defend, because if that's the case, then you'll never want to attack, and you'll only attack when you have a strong enough attack. And that means that defense crests are basically useless. Basically, defense crests just basically stop an opponent from attacking, or at least shortens the attack. But I really don't think you should be afraid to attack. I think you should be attacking to at least lower the opponent's defense crests at least, because then after the game just lasts too long, and that's too bad, because that happens in the video game where if your attack is lower than their defense, they'll definitely defend, and that means I have to summon a stronger guy, and it just takes forever because the video game is not great to me, I think, sadly. So definitely, if you guys could come up with some crazy algorithm for AI, that'd be cool to at least have a free duel mode, or at least a tournament mode, or campaign mode, where you fight different opponents, and maybe I'll add in some Yu-Gi-Oh characters in it, because I'd like to do that. I think that'd be cool. But like, basically the higher ranked player like Yu-Gi-Oh would what's his name, Emta or something like that, or Dark Yugi. If he's in there, definitely he'll have like the best pieces and the best strategy. And then if you play someone like weak, like Rex or something, he has like dragon pieces, but maybe not so smart. So there's like some ideas right there. Or I could probably just copy what they have in the actual game, where they use a lot of manga characters. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. So, and they use the actual well, actually they didn't use the manga names. So, I probably will do that. Use the manga names, because I don't really care too much for the anime. I think the anime was kind of messed up. The anime in Japanese is better because it's more true to what the actual creator wanted to have. It's more based off the manga, and the anime seems more like, I don't know, like they re-edited the whole thing so that way they can have their own Americanized story. So like a lot of the storylines are dramatically changed, believe it or not. But anyways, enough about that. More about this game. Yeah, so here we go. It exists. There's Dungeon Dice Monsters. It's not playable right now, but soon will be. Just bear with me, please. And just throw in your suggestions. The more people I have asking for this game, the more determined I will be to finish it, because then I'll know that people actually want this game. And this game will be free. Don't think I'm going to sell it, because I'm not that type of person who steals a game and then sells it and thinks he can get away with it. So, and also nothing will stop me from creating this game. So if someone tries to tell me it's like illegal, it's not going to work, because I don't think this is illegal at all. In fact, I think if anything, who is it that owns this thing? Bandai. They should be at least honored or somewhat, because they're not doing anything with it, and it shows that their fans are there to, like, you know, they want this stuff. So if anything, you know, I don't know. I think this is all for the good. Besides, no one can really do anything to me, honestly, to make your own program and whatever, especially if the rules are altered. At that point, it's different. If I need to change the name just to avoid any type of conflict, that's fine. We could just make up a new name. And if it's not Yu-Gi-Oh based, then whatever. It'll have similar rules, just different name, different character names, I guess, and have nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh. Because honestly, come on, we could definitely, as a community, come up with some pretty awesome monsters. If you ask me, we do not have to use the actual Yu-Gi-Oh monster, so don't even think that you're limited to that. Definitely, yeah. So anyway, if you guys have some pretty cool animations you want to hand me, definitely give them to me. I'll definitely take advantage of them. Make sure they're original. I don't like using work that's someone else's, so don't steal someone else's work. So especially don't steal from the Yu-Gi-Oh actual, like, licensed artwork. If you do that, I'll probably just ignore it, because I have no use for that. Everything has to be original in this game in order for it to kind of be created. So definitely, I'm excited about this. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys watch this. What was this, like? Oh my God, 20 minute video. So, well, I hope to see you guys soon, and I'll send video updates over time. Expect a video update. I want to say every week, but that's not going to happen, unfortunately, every 2 weeks. But hopefully within every 2 weeks, there should be a dramatic change within the game. So for instance, as soon as this video ends, I'll definitely start editing the crest pool right here. And if you guys would like different symbols for the crest pool, please let me know. and please send me some ideas. You know, that's what I should probably do. I should probably create some type of contest type of thing where everyone gives me their own crest and their own stuff, and basically I broadcast it and see, based off votes, which one's the best. So if you guys think you have the best ideas and best designs, definitely send them to me, and we'll definitely collaborate based off of it. So that's it for this 20-minute video. If you watch this whole video, I definitely give you props, because most of it is just me just talking and talking and talking. So yeah, hopefully you guys are happy with this, and hopefully you guys are happy with me making this. Hopefully you trust me. And that's it for right now. And I'll see you guys, or at least, yeah, you'll at least hear me in the next video. So see you later.